Do you ever find yourself feeling disillusioned with your life? Like everything is the same day after day. There's no meaning to what you've been doing, and there's no purpose in your life? Or do you find yourself sometimes just drifting through life where you don't have any aim, where you're not moving towards anything specific? And so you feel sometimes it's described as being bored or feeling like you don't have any purpose. Or do you sometimes feel defeated by life, like life has beat you down and you can never get ahead? All of these, if you could not tell, can be indicators that you are not living your life on purpose. And so I am bringing you this 3-part series called Purpose Leaves Clues to give you 12 indicators that will propel you toward finding your life's purpose. See, living your life's purpose is super important for a number of reasons. First of all, purpose can serve as your compass in life. It gives you direction, it gives you an aim. Can you ever think about a time in your life where you were working towards a goal? Maybe you were losing weight. Maybe you were going through college. Maybe you were trying to get a certain person to be in a relationship with you. Whatever that thing was, you had an aim or a goal, and it gave you direction and focus at that place in your life. Well, that's what a compass does when you're traveling. A compass tells you which way is north, south, east, or west. That's what purpose does for your life, is it gives you direction and tells you which way you're headed. But not only does purpose serve as a compass, it also gives you clarity. So many people in the world today are floundering in life because they are unclear about why they are here and what they are supposed to be doing. And so you see them doing all kinds of self-destructive things, a lot of bad habits, or even behaviors that hurt other people because they don't understand. They are not clear on what they're supposed to be doing. Clarity, or the lack thereof, can also affect you in your careers. It can affect you in your relationships and in your health when you are not clear on why your life matters. We see that with a lot of our young people in the world today. They are doing these things and it seems like they don't even value their lives. And that's because they're not clear on what they're supposed to be doing. So again, purpose serves as your compass in life. It also gives you clarity. It also helps you to stay committed, because even when you are doing the assignment of your life, when you are doing the thing that you were made to do, that doesn't mean you're not going to have any challenges. As a matter of fact, you will have challenges when you're pursuing your life's purpose. But when you are doing what you were made to do, you will have that commitment to stay the course, because you will be on purpose and you'll be moving in the direction you're supposed to be moving in. Again, we're talking about why purpose matters before we start talking about the clues that purpose leaves. The next reason why purpose matters is your contribution. Having meaning in life means that you are giving something positive and making an impact on the world. That's going to give you that sense of satisfaction, that sense of fulfillment in life when you are on purpose and when you are positively contributing to the world around you. It's not enough to just live your life looking out for me, looking out for number one. That's why you see people who sometimes even celebrities or wealthy people, when they are not making a positive contribution to the world, sometimes they will do self-destructive things and you're like, they have everything. Why do they seem like they're so unhappy? That's because they don't feel like they're making a contribution. And so on their insides, they are a mess. And then finally, and I kind of already alluded to it, when you are on purpose, you have contentment, right? You have that feeling of satisfaction, not just of a job well done, but of doing the thing that you were made to do. I say it all the time, and I hear success gurus talk about this all the time, is that you should not just do what you are paid to do, but you should be doing what it is that you were made to do. And I believe that in every case, when you are on purpose, you can be paid for what you were made to do. But again, this training series is a 3-part series. So if you are not already subscribed, be sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications so that when the additional videos come out in this series, you will be notified. So we have 12 different indicators that are going to propel you towards your life's purpose. And here's why this matters. Most people who are not already living their purpose fall into one of 3 groups. Either you have no idea what purpose is. I mean, maybe you've heard the word, but you're like, what is that? What does that even mean? Is that just some catchy phrase that everybody's using, some trend. What does it mean to be on purpose? Or your calling is another thing that you can hear it referred to. Your purpose, your calling, your life's assignment. So some people have no idea what it is or why it matters in your life that you should not go from the day you are born to the day you die and not fulfill your purpose. The second group of people are people who know what purpose is. You've heard it, you've learned about it. You even may know people who are living their purpose, but you have no idea what your purpose is. And you have no idea how to figure that out. And if that's you, or really if you're in any of these groups, but if that's you specifically, that you know what purpose is, but you don't know how to find your purpose and begin fulfilling it, I want you to stay to the end of this training. I'm going to be making a special offer to you so that you can begin the path of finding, fine-tuning, and fulfilling your purpose. Then the third group, so you have the people that don't know what purpose is and have no clue why it's important. Then you have the people who know what purpose is. You have some idea, but you don't know what your purpose is. Then the third group, and I think this is the most unfortunate group, are those who know what purpose is and they know what their purpose is, but they are not living their purpose for whatever reason. The job is in the way. The spouse won't support me. I don't know how to get started. I've got to pay these bills. It's any list of a number of a laundry list of excuses or reasons to justify avoiding your life's purpose. And if that is you, I also have an offer for you that I want you to take advantage of. But anyway, this series, we're going to be talking about 12 different ways that your purpose leaves clues in your life. Did you know that your purpose leaves clues? In other words, if you don't know what your purpose is, or you're not sure you've identified your purpose, it's not this great mystery that's being hidden from you. It makes sense that if you were created to fulfill a certain assignment, that it would be hiding in plain sight for you to figure out what it is and devote as much of your time and attention and effort towards fulfilling it. But sometimes the things in our life that are those clues to our purpose, sometimes we overlook them. And that's what this series is going to be about. Now, these are not in any particular order. We're going to cover 4 today, 4 in the next training, and 4 in the last training, right? But the bottom line is the whole picture of all of these indicators are going to help clue you into, hey, maybe that's what I'm here for. And guess what? When you finally land on what your purpose is, you're going to know it. You're going to feel a shift. You're going to feel an energy. You're going to feel even some emotion on the inside. It's not that it won't be a little bit frightening, but you're going to feel like, okay, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. But let's talk about it. Let's get into it. I've got my trusty board here behind me. I see my camera's flipped. I hope the words aren't going to be flipped. We're going to test it out. This is my first time using YouTube Live in a while. But the first clue that your purpose will leave in your life that'll indicate, hey, this is what you're supposed to be doing with your life, is what I call the clue of principles. So what are principles? Your principles are, first off, some of your principles can be informed by your values. What are those fundamental core values that are the compass for your actions, your thoughts, your beliefs? For example, one of my core values is authenticity. Authenticity to me is the most important, or one of the most important character traits that a person can have, because you are the only you that there is, right? And being your true self is the most important way that you can show up in the world. And this world goes to such great lengths to stop people from being authentic. They teach you that you're not good enough. You don't look good enough. You don't sound good enough. You're not smart enough. You're not pretty enough. You don't have enough money. You're not healthy enough. You're not this. You're not that. The world, the media, social, society, well-meaning adults are always trying to keep you from being who you truly are. And so that's why for me, a core value is being exactly who I am. Once I figured out that authenticity was one of my core values, it started to inform my relationships, who I would and would not be in relationship with. It started to inform how I treated myself. It started to inform the things that I will stand up for and the things that I won't stand up for. Now, there are hundreds of values. If you've ever Googled a values list, a list of values, most of them are going to sound great. But your core values are those that constantly show up in your life, are constantly the thing that is behind the things that you do, the things that you say, the way that you live. Start figuring out what your core values are. Also, your principles involve your philosophy of life. There's a lot of different philosophies of life. Just one example can be a person who's optimistic. They always see the glass half full instead of half empty. Another philosophy of life could be pessimism, the exact opposite of optimism. So all philosophies of life are not positive or negative, but what your philosophy of life is can inform what your purpose is, because it could be that the philosophy of life that guides you could be something that you need to build on in order to pursue your purpose. These are clues to what your purpose is. So your philosophy or your values, they are not the purpose in and of themselves, but they can be a clue to what you are supposed to be doing in life. Another part of your principles are your beliefs, the things that you think are true. And I don't just mean religious beliefs. I just mean the things that you believe to be true. Like for some people, they might have a belief about how all men are, or all women are, or how this group of people are, or how this thing is. You may have beliefs about money. You may have beliefs about food. We actually have beliefs about every single thing that we ever think about. We believe something about it. You can have a belief that all dogs are dangerous and they'll bark at you and they'll bite you. That's a belief. It may or may not be true about all dogs, but you believe it. Now, that's a kind of a basic example, but your beliefs, the things you believe, can be clues to your purpose, because maybe it's something in you that wants to perpetuate that belief in the world. So, for example, using Christian beliefs for people that are Christian, a Christian may find purpose in spreading their Christian beliefs. Not all Christians do that, though. Not all Christians' actual life's assignment is to spread the gospel in a large and grand way, but some are, and those become pastors, they become preachers. Your beliefs, your values, and your philosophy of life can translate into your life's purpose, or can be a big part of your life's purpose. So be sure when you are evaluating your values, when you're looking at all of the things that make up your principles, that you are open to, how could this be a part of what my life's assignment is? Because it's hiding, but it's hiding in plain sight, whatever your purpose is, and be open to it. So that's clue number one. And remember, we got 12 clues over this 3-part series. Okay, the second clue is what I call the clue of perspective. So you may already see a pattern. All of my clues begin with the letter P, which is great because so does the word purpose. So your perspective is your mindset or your attitude. Now, this is one of my favorites because I do a lot of mindset work. My mindset has been transformed significantly over the last 7 years since I was first introduced in a serious and large manner to a different type of mindset, a wealth mindset, an abundance mindset. How you think, how you use your mind, and the attitude with which you approach everything in life, the things that you do, the things that you say, that can be an indication of what your purpose is. Because your mindset, and here's the beautiful thing about mindset, you can actually change your mindset. Like I said, I do a lot of mindset work. I've done a lot of mindset work in the last 7 years. 7 years ago, I would not have been saying some of the things that I'm sharing with you today. Your mindset and your attitude, the way that you use your mind, the way that you exercise your mind, the way that you educate yourself, the way that you approach problems, the way that you respond to other people. Again, this can kind of be related to a philosophy as well, but you may have a glass half full type of mindset, an abundance mindset that says that there's more than enough. You can also have negative mindsets and negative attitudes, but anything negative is not going to be related to your purpose, because your purpose is always going to be something of a positive vein, okay? But whatever your mindset or your attitude is, especially if it's something that serves you well, like people are like, oh my goodness, I love being around this person because they always have something positive to say. They always are encouraging other people. They always are looking for the solution to the problem. That's a mindset and that's an attitude that could inform a purpose that involves being some type of a problem-solving person. if you are that type of person in your mindset and your attitude. See how I'm connecting that together? So again, that's why you need to see all of these 12 clues together, because having a helpful type of attitude, for example, may not tell you exactly what you want to help people to do, but it can tell you that in some kind of way you want to help people, right? I have a mindset that says not only is there more than enough, but that knowledge that is applied is power. Knowledge that is applied is power. And I also, tying back in with my values, another one of my values in addition to authenticity is confidence. So in my trainings that I do, I love speaking, I love training. I'm always helping people to live a more confident and authentic life. Now, from my attitude and my mindset, I did not learn about wanting to be a trainer and a speaker. That came from somewhere else. But knowing that I had the mindset about applied knowledge is power means I want to help other people to get knowledge and apply it. So that's helping to inform my purpose as a coach and a trainer. See how that ties together? So again, we're talking about principles. We've talked about principles. We've talked about your perspective. These are the clues that can help you to figure out, hey, what could be my purpose in life and why am I here? The third clue is what I call the clue of power. And what do I mean by the clue of power? Your power are your strengths. So literally when we talk about power, we talk about strength, what you are good at. And I kind of divide talents and gifts into two different things. My definition of talents is things that you're good at, that you have learned how to do, or things you may have to work at and develop. It wasn't natural. You didn't just come here like that. Whereas gifts, to me, are those natural things that you're good at, right? So, I love telling this story. My first grade teacher used to say that my mouth runs like a bell clapper because I talked a lot in class. And now I'm a speaker. I get paid to speak. I get paid to run my mouth like a bell clapper. Jokes on her. I know she wasn't trying to be mean. She was just trying to, eliminate a distraction. But again, that was a natural gift. Just being able to talk to people and having the confidence. Now, there were times in my life where I did have more of a shyness or a reservation. Like I didn't used to like walking in rooms where I didn't know anybody. And even now, sometimes I'll walk in a room, I'll have that old feeling like, oh boy. But then I'm like, oh no, girl, you got this. Right. But my natural gift was talking. Now, a skill that the skills that I've had to learn is how to be a professional speaker. So actually speaking can be a talent and a natural gift. The gift of gab, you can be born with, but then you develop that talent of being a professional speaker and relaying through a keynote speech, for example, an idea so people can understand it. But anyway, the clue of power can be, what are those things in your life that are your strengths that you are good at? You don't need to focus a lot of energy on upgrading weaknesses. Now, there are some weaknesses where you do need to work on it, right? There's some things that you can't just say, I'm not good at that, so I'm just going to let it go. You need to, in some cases, work on weaknesses, but the majority of your effort needs to focus on what you are good at. And the things that you are good at, especially the things that you are naturally good at, you probably take for granted, but those things can be clues to your purpose. And this is one I like to really hammer at, because a lot of times you are good at something and you enjoy it and you just take it for granted and you think, well, I don't know if anybody would actually value that, or it just comes naturally to me. But it doesn't come naturally to most people. It's not easy to most people. The thing that you are strong at could be a clue to what your life's assignment is. Maybe part of your purpose is helping to educate, inform, entertain, whatever it is in that area of strength. So don't ignore. We tend to ignore or downplay the things that we're good at because they come natural to us or because we've learned them so well. But those strengths, that can actually be a clue to what you should be doing in the world to make an impact. If it's not directly the action, it should be a part of it. Whatever it is that you're good at. So write down, what are the things that you're strong at? What are the things that people are always coming to you to do because it happens to come naturally for you? Okay. And then the fourth clue that we're going to talk about today is what I call the clue of provocation. All these words, most of these words are very long. The clue of provocation. What provokes you? What issue, what topic gets you riled up? What gets you triggered? And it doesn't have to be something negative, right? So I don't want you to think something where you end up arguing with people or coming to blows, although sometimes those can also be indicators of your purpose, but it can be even positive things. It could be I'm just thinking of an example. Let's say if people get to talking about sports, you can go in and just go on and on about that topic, or you get really excited. When I say riled up, that's not always in a negative way. You get excited about it. You can feel your energy shift. You can feel your energy go up when you are in that space. What provokes you? What pushes your buttons, like I said, in a positive or a negative way. So if a person is like that about sports, it could be that their purpose is to bring leadership, again, entertainment or what have you in the sports world. Maybe your purpose could be to be a great sports star. And I meant to mention this at the beginning. Your purpose can evolve. So don't think that because you have a purpose at this season of your life, that that's going to be your purpose for your whole life. Very few people actually are happy doing one little thing their whole life. Although some people do, and that's okay. Usually, I guess it depends on the type of person. I like variety in life, so I like things to kind of evolve. So, I like to do some things for a while and do something else for a while, but my overall purpose is still being fulfilled, even though there's different avenues. That's because, you have your overarching purpose, but you can have multiple paths to get there. So I'll mention that some more in parts 2 and part 3, but knowing what provokes you, what gets you riled up, what triggers you, whether that's a good trigger or a trigger that, because I think we see the connotation of trigger a lot when we think of a negative. That just means something that sets something off, right? And gets you going. That's what provokes you. So I call that the clue of provocation. So the first 4 clues we've talked about in this first part of this 3-part training are principles, perspective, power, and provocation. If you did not go get all the notes you want to get, go back and watch this training again and again. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you can be sure to know when part 2 comes out. And I told you I was going to share an offer with you. So even as we talk about the clues to what your purpose is, it's still important to have guidance to know how to put it all together, because we're going to talk about 12 different indicators that are going to propel you to your purpose, but then knowing how to actually execute on it and turn it into something that you can pursue. That can be difficult. That can be challenging. That can be scary. And so what I have created is a 4-day Pinpoint Your Purpose challenge. It is a 4-day transformational experience where you will learn step by step how to decode, which is to figure out what's going on, and then to develop your purpose, and then to start delivering it out into the world. Because like I said, if you don't know what your purpose is or why it even matters, you're not going to be able to pursue it. And if you know what purpose is, or if you don't even know what purpose is, I guess I should say, then you're already lost. If you know what purpose is, but you don't know what your purpose is, you're still lost. And if you do know what your purpose is, but you're not pursuing it, you're still not going to be able to pursue. So at pinpointyourpurposechallenge.com, go out there and register for our upcoming 4-day challenge. I set it up as a lunch and learn, so that every day during your lunch break, you get a little more training. You have homework every day. There'll be a community of people that are also figuring out what their purpose is and how they can fulfill it. Pinpointyourpurposechallenge.com is where you go to register. And I got a pro tip for you. Go on and be a VIP. Go on and get your VIP pass, because that's going to get you some backstage access so that you can have even more training with me. So pinpointyourpurposechallenge.com is what I have for you. It's a 4-day challenge. It's coming up soon, but stay tuned for part 2 of this training that's going to help you to figure out where your purpose has been leaving clues in your life. Until next time, take care.